Final commencement matters in the name of Senator McDougall, and it relates to Rathmines Post Office. Senator.
I'm grateful to Minister Smith for taking this day's operation today. The background to this commencement matter is a letter that I received on behalf of the Belgrave Residents Association regarding the proposed closure of Rathmines Post Office and its transfer of services to another location in the area as yet unknown. The matter is the subject of much disquiet in the locality. At a Green Party public meeting on May the 2nd, Minister Ryan said that no decisions had been made on Rathmines Post Office. Later in the same meeting, he said that the service would remain in the same building. However, letters sent to Minister Ryan by the Residents' Association have been replied to by Minister of State Chambers, who is responsible for postal policy. Minister Chambers replied on May the 10th that in accordance with Section 822 of the Code of Practice for the Governance of State Bodies, all state bodies are required to seek the approval of the relevant Minister and the Minister for Public Expenditure, National Development Plan, Delivery and Reform in advance of any material acquisition or disposal of lands, buildings or other material assets. The Public Affairs Manager of An Post had replied to residents' queries on April the 18th, saying that as soon as a new postmaster is in situ, we intend to place the building on the market. An Post further stated that all services currently provided in Rathmines Post Office would be provided in what they described as a bright, modern, purpose-fitted post office nearby. Now, residents want to know exactly where this new location is. Now, what I'm asking is whether Minister Ryan has indicated his approval to the sale or disposal of the Art Deco building in Rathmines. As the Minister Smith will appreciate, this is a purpose-built Art Deco building. It was built to be a post office, and the suggestion that the services are going to be located to somewhere else or that they're going to be located in the same building is not satisfactory. And Minister Ryan has asked a number of ministers to deal with this on his behalf. He asked Minister Rabbitte to deal with the matter in the Dáil, and he said on that occasion the Dáil was informed, in accordance with Section 822 of the Code of Practice, all state bodies are required to seek the approval of the relevant Minister and the Minister for Public Expenditure, National Development Plan, Delivery and Reform in advance of any material acquisition or disposal of land, buildings or other material assets proposed by a state body. An Post is aware of the requirement for compliance with the Code of Practice. An Post has indicated that the change in business model of the 6 offices will not in any way alter the range or extent of the services offered by An Post in those locations. But I mean, is this Rathmines a location, or is it the existing post office that's the location? Nothing is clear about that. But I mean, the one thing that has been absolutely absent in all of this is the very simple question: has the Minister given approval for the disposal of Rathmines Post Office by An Post? And to that, I think a simple yes or no answer should be forthcoming.
Much, Senator McDowell. Minister, you have 4 minutes.
Thank you. The answer is no before I start my speech. I welcome the opportunity to outline the position on the matter on behalf of the Minister Deputy Eamon Ryan and the Minister of State Deputy Chambers. Both the Minister and the Minister of State are very aware of the impact that decisions relating to changes in An Post operations have on communities and individuals in both rural and urban areas. An Post is a commercial state company. It has a mandate to act commercially, and as such, day-to-day operational matters, including decisions in relation to the size, distribution and future of the network, are matters for the board and the management of the company, and not ones in which either the Minister or Minister of State has a statutory function. The Minister has responsibility for the postal sector, including the governance oversight of An Post, to ensure that the company is compliant with the Code of Practice for the governance of state bodies and the governance functions included in the statutory framework underpinning An Post. In line with its ongoing transformation, An Post has announced that it is converting 6 post offices from An Post operated to contractor operated, and one of these is Rathmines office. That post office will join the mainstream of national post offices in that more than 90% of the country's 900 post offices are operated by contractors. It should be noted that fewer than 40 post offices throughout the state are now run directly by An Post. In accordance with Section 822 of the Code of Practice, all state bodies are required to seek the approval of the relevant Minister and the Minister for Public Expenditure, National Development Plan, Delivery and Reform in advance of any material acquisition or disposal of land, buildings or other material assets proposed by a state body. An Post is aware of the requirement for compliance with the Code of Practice. An Post has not submitted any consent request to the Minister in relation to the Rathmines post office premises. An Post has indicated that the change in business model of the 6 offices will not in any way alter the range or extent of services offered by An Post in these locations. An Post has, over the last number of years, been transforming its business by delivering new products and new formats in the way that it operates, and this includes, among other things, diversifying and growing the financial services products it provides for individuals and small-medium enterprises, to include loans, credit cards, more foreign exchange products, local banking in association with the major banks, and a full range of state savings products. An Post is providing agency banking services for AIB and also for Bank of Ireland across its network of post offices. The government's objectives for the An Post network include harnessing the opportunities presented by e-commerce and the digital economy and delivering a sustainable nationwide post office network offering a range of e-commerce, financial and government services. The government agreed that an amount of €10 million per annum will be provided by the Department of the Environment, Climate and Communications over a 3-year fixed-term period to support the postmasters, with funding to be dispersed across the post office network. Funding is being paid monthly for each 12-month period, and there has been over €12.2 million claimed by An Post to the end of March 2024 for the postmaster network. The programme for government recognises that a modernised post office network will provide a better range of financial services and e-commerce services for citizens and enterprise as part of our commitment to sustainable nationwide post office network. The overall €30 million funding being provided to support a sustainable post office network is in line with this commitment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. Senator.
I've looked very carefully at the text of the Minister's speech here, and it's stated that the Rathmines post office is being converted from An Post operated to contractor operated. But the question I ask is whether the building is going to be closed, and whether another, and to use the phrase used by An Post, another premises will be opened, a bright, modern, purpose-fitted office nearby. Is that what is in contemplation? Yes or no? Because Minister Ryan has told a public meeting hosted by the Green Party that the post office service would be delivered in the same building. The text that we're being given today suggests that a contractor service will be delivered in Rathmines. But I want to know very, very clearly whether or not it is proposed to close the Rathmines post office building as a post office and to relocate its service to somewhere else in the Rathmines area, whether nearby or otherwise.
Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Senator. So the question is whether the Minister has consented to the sale or disposal of An Post, of the post office in Rathmines, and the answer is that An Post has not sought such approval and would need it. Would need consent, hasn't asked for it, and therefore the Minister hasn't granted it. And then, Senator, you go on to ask, what are the plans? Will An Post continue to operate a postal service within that particular building? The Minister believes that he cannot intervene in matters which we, as an Oireachtas, have given to An Post, where we've given them a statutory responsibility to fulfil them, that An Post has an independent board with a clear mandate, and that it would be inappropriate for the Minister to comment further on operational matters relating to proposals for specific post offices. An Post plays an important role in serving the needs of business and domestic customers alike, and An Post advise that this is at the forefront of its mandate. The Board and Management work to maintain the company's sustainability and its relevance to customers into the future. Minister Ryan and Minister of State Chambers, their officials and Cabinet colleagues are working to support the company to this end. The Minister and the Minister of State, with Department officials, will reflect on the concerns that have been outlined by the Deputy. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Senator McDowell. The sitting is suspended until 11:30.